Showtime! Good morning.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Why are you just looking?
You were on a roll, and I was just going to see where it was going to take you.
Nowhere.
Oh.
Jess!
It's Jess. Hey, guys. So, yeah, we're just hanging out, doing our thing. And you know what we decided? That we were going to do the stream that we were planning on doing anyway.
What are you talking about?
No idea.
Oh my god.
Just making the words come out,
Do you know what the
guys.
problem is today? The problem is today is that usually I wake up on, because usually Strictly Come Dancing is on the night before the live stream, or it has been for the past, 3 or 4 months?
Yep.
And maybe 3 months. So basically, I usually consume a bit of red wine.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then I usually wake up probably about 10:30, 11.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark. On the Sunday morning. And
11:30.
11:30. So I stagger in, slap some makeup on, and I'm ready. Like, go. But today, I've been up since 9. I have!
Yeah.
I have, on a Sunday.
I know.
And now we're like, what? I don't know what to do with myself because we've been here waiting for a long time.
We've been waiting on you guys.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. No, seriously. I usually get all of my annoying quips in when we start because she hasn't really been around. But she's been around pretty much all morning, so I've been saying all sorts of dumb crap to her all day.
But now I'm over it.
Yeah.
Just joking.
So we won't say how, but she mangled her toe on a stack of books and has now been, yep, there it is. All the foot fetish people are all stoked. So what she said when she was stropping it up was that in no time I'm also going to hurt my toe
because he can't let me have an injury to myself.
I can't let her have an injury, so she thinks sometime today I'm going to injure my toe on something and need to be looked after.
I have never had
this is such crap.
I have never had an injury without you having an injury the same day.
And what she's talking about is like the stomach flu. I wonder how that works. You get the stomach flu, and then I get the stomach flu.
Stomach flu. It's not that.
Hey, Thomas.
Hi, Thomas. If I have a cold, he's like
cold. Yeah. How does that work? Oh, you get a cold, and then I get the cold.
No,
shocking.
It could be absolutely fine. And then I'll go, I think I've got a cold. They'll go, oh.
I don't do that.
You do. Why? And if I hurt myself, I'll go. My shoulder said, I'm just teasing. He did it.
She's not teasing because then look. Why would you say I'm teasing and now you're guaranteeing something?
Because I'm teasing generally, but I have a feeling today, at some point, he's gonna go. There'll be like a bang, and he'll go and I'll go, what have you done? Nothing, because he won't want to admit it. And then I'll go, now seriously, what have you done? Stubbed my toe. Guaranteed. He'll do something with his foot area and he'll be damaged.
My foot area.
And I'll have to deal with it.
The funny thing is, she's probably going to start setting booby traps up throughout for me to stub my toe on so she could go, ha! I told you.
Guaranteed.
Jess says, this is my life too, Zoe.
Right? It's serious. It's a thing. You can't,
Mark's going to come in and go, Deb just keeps hurting herself every time I get her. Bookish injuries. Yes.
Yes. You can't do anything without. I can't have an illness without somebody taking the shine off it.
It's not true.
Sharing
Anyway,
in the glory.
what glory?
I don't know. That's the question.
There is no question. So basically, we don't have any bookshelves or any book space. So as we're accumulating more books, which doesn't look good for next weekend because that thrift store is having another $1 a bag, like fit as many books into a bag as you can for $1. And Zoe, in her infinite wisdom, wrote them and asked them, "You got any new books?" And like, "Oh, we got tons." And so she's like, "Woo!" So we're gonna be playing that game again. But like
No,
the couch
what I
right
did
here.
what I did was send her a thing going with the exploding emoji. You know, the like, what do you call that?
A bomb.
No, the one that like the. Oh, why's my brain
Smoke?
died? No, the
Mushroom cloud.
somebody help me out. You know which one? Where
fart.
if it's somebody's birthday and it's like a
Fireworks.
trumpet. No, the
You just explain things poorly.
I do. I know. I really do.
Watch, it'll end up being like a dog or something. Come on,
No,
get to it.
it's the.
Show it to me.
And my phone's up there. It's the one that I always do for celebrations, for birthdays.
Like
it's
a pow? Confetti?
like the confetti.
Hello, April.
Hi, April. We've been talking to April about building and stuff, haven't we?
Yeah. And we'll get back to that in just a second.
Yeah, we will. When we get past the
I need to
emoji
figure out.
game.
I need to figure out what this emoji is because I bet it's.
It's the one that you always do.
A
It's like a
kazoo?
little trumpet with confetti coming out. It's like.
So you went from explosion to a trumpet.
Where's your? There. Hang on, we're looking. I'll type it.
It won't be in there.
Why won't it? How do I go down?
Get your phone.
Do the birthday one.
Oh my gosh, this is so stupid.
No, it's not that one.
Look, that one right there.
Yes! Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
What was the point in? What was I talking
Ta-da.
about? Ta-da!
It's called ta-da.
Thank you. That's it. No,
Boom.
Thomas, but that one could do it. What was I even talking about?
Because I said you...
Forgotten.
Oh, you were talking about the lady at the thrift store.
Oh, yeah. And I did that. Confetti. Ta-da. That's not right, is it? I've been doing that for ages. For people's birthdays. Ta-da. That's
Here I am. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, idiot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did that. And I did 3 little stacks of books. And... oh, it must have been something good because my emoji game's strong and I can't remember what it was. Might have been the white supremacist. I'm joking.
What the
The okay sign that
You know
everybody
what?
thinks is a no-no.
Was it a thumbs up?
No.
Was it... Okay, see, this is where our stories go to hell. You focus on the wrong part.
I know.
Like the emojis on the message you sent to the lady
But anyway,
at the thrift store.
I was very like, woohoo! I was excited.
Ta-da!
I think I might have just done 3 ta-das.
She's
God.
like, what the fuck?
She was like, what is this?
Okay, so what's the point? You sent her a bunch of
I'm in
ta-das.
communication with her about
Okay.
the book sitch.
Okay, and then what was the booksuation?
Oh, a good one.
Yeah, look at that.
Good one.
And then what happened? Oh my god, this is the most painful story in the world. There has to be an
You
ending.
never answered me.
You said last night she answered you.
She said lots of books. Next weekend is the time.
Babe, you start off strong.
I'm so sorry, guys. My story.
You're
this
like
week,
you're
right?
like a virgin on prom night. You start off strong and then just ta-da.
Do you know what? Right. This has been. We've had another emotional week, haven't we? But it's got way better. We've felt way better the past few days. Started off bad.
I'm on fire. I'm a
Yeah.
like I can't
Uh-oh.
I can't be touched. What? Oh,
I can hear sirens.
I can hear sirens in. Oh no, it's an ambulance. Someone's just dead.
Oh, for goodness sake.
That's okay.
So
Nobody's getting
anywho,
arrested. Babe, your stories, like seriously,
I
focus
know.
on
No, but I was going to tell them about
making an ending.
what ending strong.
Yeah, because your stories go like this. And they need to go up and then go ta-da up here. They can't start with ta-da. Jesus
I
Christ.
forget. What did I do this week? What was the really senile thing that I did?
Seed out?
Senile. Can you remember last week I told you my senile moment?
So if he's a problem,
I know, right? We were thinking that.
The problem is I'd have to go dig the hole for her. And then like she'd go, can you get in there, please?
Can you just get in there?
Oh, get down on your knees. I have to lift this up. And
that's how the toe thing will happen. Yeah, exactly, Jess. He'll accidentally shovel his foot and he'll be limping around all day. Go.
Just for that, I ain't gonna do no work today.
Wow.
So
that'll teach me.
Because watch,
get a house.
My toes are going to be intact all day. And someone's gonna look like a hypocrite.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. There's many hours. What was my last week? I told you.
Oh no, the Christmas
that I
tree.
was trying to plug in the
I turned the Christmas tree on like hours before this, and then she spent like a good couple minutes trying to turn the Christmas tree lights on, even though they were on right next to her face.
I was trying, and I hadn't had a drink or anything. It wasn't anything like that. I was just trying to like plug it in, and then I realized what was the other.
No, you didn't realize. I had to like say, babe.
What was the other thing that I did? And you were like, oh, that's really bad.
She's like, oh, you know what'll make you feel better? Just go outside and walk around the perimeter and look for skeletons. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you're like, skeletons. Oh, I don't know what I meant. I'm like, what did you mean by skeletons? I don't remember.
Scorpions, I meant.
Yeah. It took us a while to figure it out.
I said, just go out and check the perimeter and look for some skeletons. I honestly don't know what's going on. I am losing my mind. Do you think?
I think it's the water.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I did something else bad.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of things. Oh, I told everybody that though. I tried to get into the cupboard. And I meant to put something into the bathroom cupboard and I put it in the pantry.
Yeah, but people do that all the time if they're thinking about other stuff. Like, seriously, you have no idea how many times I pulled a gallon of milk out of a cupboard.
Was this with your aging grandma?
No, it was mainly Kyle and Shaylee.
Oh. Like, they'll have been messing around in a game or something.
Yeah, when Kyle was playing like Minecraft or World of Warcraft or whatever, and I'm like, dude, you got to do the dishes, and he would come and do the dishes. Either half of them would end up broken, or plates would end up in the fridge. Milk would be in the cup.
Because he was doing it super fast to try and get out.
No, he wasn't doing it fast. He just was. His mind was like totally nowhere near what we were doing.
Oh. Well, that's maybe what it is rather than senility. Maybe my mind's just super
I don't think
busy.
you're senile, babe.
This has been going on. I think it's heading that way.
Ha. Left my wallet in the fridge.
Not good, but I'm glad it's not just me.
What, who does stuff like that?
Yeah.
I do stuff like that. Right? Oh, I see. Okay. You're the only one allowed to age. So I'll just stay young forever. Menopause.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is, seriously.
Yeah, the man is on pause.
Oh, for goodness sake. This has been going on for a long time though.
No.
It's getting worse recently, isn't it?
Well, you know what the one fun thing is that's happening?
Mm-hmm. What?
Are you going to get embarrassed if we talk about it?
Probably.
Or is this like an open forum?
No, whisper it. Oh, Fred's just...
Fred, what are you doing?
You okay?
Yeah.
He's doing his sneezy thing.
Eating stuff. It's real.
Tis menopause. Oh, God, guys.
Hey, are you ready?
Oh. Yeah, you can talk about that.
Yeah, that was funny. So the other day, we were just sitting here, and her right armpit was just like a
Faucet.
faucet turned on. Left one, fine. Right one, it was just pouring rain.
Really? 10 years? Oh, that's what it is, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we got to go do that thing
What thing?
to make you uterless.
Okay, let's change the
I
subject.
think it's called a hysterectomy.
Hearst.
Yeah, because I'm going to go get a hysterectomy with a little snippety snap.
I don't know if anyone wants to hear about our privates.
All right.
All right.
Mark says it's a mental pause.
That's what exactly.
That,
but
that sounds better.
I get a lot of those. But I think it is menopause because we watched a video. I don't know if anybody watches them, but he's amazing.
Only if you chop your man parts.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all about going to get all sorts of things chopped up and stuff.
I don't know if I could handle you
with achy balls.
I apologize.
How far are we getting into this?
No more.
Why does this happen? Like, it's a normal conversation. You're talking about ta-da, and the next thing we're in our crotches.
I don't know, because I think because you're here. Anyhow.
Because I'm here.
Yeah.
You're the one talking about. Okay.
No, it's my menopause. I really think it is because I get really emotional as well all the time, don't I, over stupid stuff. And it's not just like, not when you're expecting it to.
Yeah.
But I was watching this, he's called Hayes Outdoors. I've talked about him before. And he's a lad from Whitby, which is in North Yorkshire, very, very close to where I come from originally. And he's like an outdoor, what, it's like bushcraft, but it's more like
wild camping.
Wild camping.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. He just goes all over North Yorkshire, the Lake District. Sometimes he goes abroad and does it. And he's all into his like free diving and stuff at the minute, and like catch and cook and all that kind of stuff. But it's very familiar to me because he's very like northern, very Yorkshire. And he says all the sort of things that my brother, the same kind of phrases and things that, you know, it's really like familiar to home. And he was up, the last video he did was he was up in the Lake District, and he went up Haystacks as a memorial walk for Wainwright, who my dad has the whole collection of Wainwright Lake District hiking guides. And they're like, excuse me, they're like, oh God, you have to Google the pages because he wrote them all out by hand in this beautiful little print. And he
is it like those William Blake? What do you call those? I don't know if they're woodcuts, but like instead of it being like a printed page, it's like an image of a hand printed page. Possibly. With like drawings and stuff.
Yeah, the whole page. They're just small little books, and it's like the Western Lakes, Central Lakes, Northern Lake District, all that kind of stuff. And they're like a set. And every page, they're small like that, but it's like they're like a printed version of his notes. I'm joking.
I'm not choking. I'll let you have that all to yourself, babe. You can be the choker.
And they're based. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to find my phone. It shows I've got pants on.
Apparently not. Hey,
I really have.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to show you an example, but they're beautiful, and they're basically just like his little hand printed guides for every mountain in the Lake District, just about.
And it was like
with
super depressing. And not super depressing. It was just like after the video, he had like audio.
Haystacks was Wainwright's
favorite
favorite mountain walk ever. And when he died, he wanted his ashes scattered up there. And he had them scattered and everything because he used to walk it all the time, even as like a little old man. And he did he edited a voiceover of Wainwright's voice. There's a little man just talking about the lakes and of haystacks and how beautiful it is, but it was so touching, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
and he's like, if you go there and when you leave, you find a piece of grit in your boot.
If you get a piece of grit in your boot,
be respectful because it might be me. And I was just like, oh my God, that's it.
I was just.
She's crying. I'm like, oh my God.
She's been up that mountain so many times and all around the lakes, all around Great Gable and all the mountains around it. Oh God, it's such a beautiful part of the world. Seriously. It was like, oh my.
Thomas said private parts chat. Yes. And on that note, I remember I got Howard Stern's Private Parts, the book, for Christmas one year and read it before the movie came out. How many layers of earth bags now? I actually realized when I was starting this stream that I actually have a video of all the building we did this week that is already edited that I forgot to post. So I will post that once this is over. But we are on 9.
No, we've got to finish 8. We're almost on 9.
Okay, we're almost on 9. So it looks like a bunker now. Like if you were being attacked in World War II, you can hide behind there and shoot over the top of it.
Seriously, it's pretty impressive.
So, yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, this is just stunning. How will everyone be able to see this?
I don't know. Oh,
I'm losing it.
The funny thing is,
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, that's cool.
That's it, and he does beautiful, just ink drawings of the view of the mountain and maps. That's Scafell, which is the highest lake. Highest.
Thanks, guys.
Can you see that? And then you can see where all the peaks are and everything from the top, and it's all handwritten and all hand illustrated. They're absolutely beautiful books. And my dad has every single one. So it was very touching. I was just like, oh God, and you were like, oh God, here we go. And then the other day.
Are you talking about the little man in the boat?
Yes.
Not a pervy thing, guys.
What's he called? What's he called? Roger?
Something Dingy. Crap, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he does these videos where he's in a little dinghy.
Mark,
boat,
you would like it.
And he is just
not like a rubber dinghy, a boat with a mast.
Yeah.
And a sail.
But he wrote a book called like The Dinghy Companion.
Yeah.
Or something like
He's
that.
Chairman of the Dinghy Association. I don't know. Let me look. Yeah. Keep going.
I was the chairman of the Dinghy Association for a bit. Seriously. It's just like this guy, and he's just like all quiet, and he's making some curry in his little boat, and he's just talking soft. Zoe was in tears. She was bawling her freaking eyes out.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
And he's like, I came to the Thames because I spent a lot of time here in my youth. And she's like, oh my God. And I was just like, fuck.
He's just such a nice chap. And he had all his stuff stashed. Like, it's just an open, like, dinghy with, like, the seats to row and stuff. But he had everything. He's got, like, a little provisions box and then another one next to it with all, like, a little gas cooker and everything on to do his cooking. But he has all his bedding and everything stashed in there, waterproof, and all his clothes and everything. And he camps in there. He has a tent that he puts over the mast, over the boom, sorry, when it's like moored up, and he camps in his little boat, and it's oh my God.
Now the thing about it is that we watched one video. She was in tears the whole time. Turns out this dude has like 8 or 9 years of videos of him doing this.
There's not as many as I thought. It's called Dinghy Cruising Companion.
Dinghy Cruising Companion.
Roger Barnes.
Roger Barnes. Look him
so he's
up.
called Roger Barnes, the videos.
Really good channel.
I think Mark, if you're not watching him, I think Mark would really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's so like beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
And
but
listen, this is on the book.
oh, okay.
You will
Here it
venture
is.
into the fringes of the wilderness with the minimum of simple gear to live with it on its own terms. You will know that one of the sure ways to contentment in this life is a small boat, a fair wind, and a new coast to explore. Oh my God. He's just the nicest guy.
I give you fair winds all the time. And she's like, those aren't fair.
I said, there's nothing fair about those winds. Seriously, it was such and I even sent it to my dad because we used to have a little dinghy back in the Lake District. And I've told you about all the Swallows and Amazons and stuff. Those books for kids by Arthur Ransom. Oh my God, I grew up reading those books and they were the most beautiful, sort of children's adventure of these kids that used to spend all the summer from start to finish just out on the lakes, sailing around, camping on the islands and having all these adventures. They were just like living their own lives, just having the most amazing time. So if anybody likes the idea of that, oh my God, there's so many of them as well. And they are magical. They're magical, aren't they?
Yeah, and I wish, because we were talking, what were we talking about? We were talking about something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's bullshit. And you're like, how come you can't let me have magic? Or something. And I'm like, what? And you're like, you take the magic out of everything. And I felt really awful.
Did you? Why didn't you say?
Because I was just like, because
you do that though. You're very if I'm watching films, I'll watch something and I'm like I'm such a daydreamy, ridiculous.
It wasn't even a film though. It was a picture. It was a picture of a little ghosty girl on a night camera with some deer.
It was
That's what it was.
It was a stupid thing on Facebook that was like a trail cam.
And I'm like, it's fake.
It was a trail cam with 2 deer. And one of the deer's looking, and then there's this little like ghostly girl there. You're supposed to have caught this ghostly image in the thing. I mean, it could have been the kid who's wandering around sleepwalking or something. You never thought of that. And he was like,
the deer wouldn't have stayed there.
Fake.
It was just, it's not that it's fake. It's just that the camera's stationary. So you could just like put half of one image on half of another image and no one would even see a cut in it. It's fake. But then there was this other thing she was looking at where this guy bungee jumped into a lake head first and got like bit by an alligator or something. And I'm like, that's fake. No, it's not. This is real. I'm like, look at how his body comes out of the water.
It did go pew.
I'm like, really that's fast. Completely fake.
And I was like, well, that's that ruined as well.
But yeah, but I'm not trying to like ruin things for you. But when you show me stuff and you want me to get excited about it, and it's bullshit, I'm going to tell you it's bullshit. But she said, why don't you let me have my magic? And I was just like, oh, you got all upset about it. Yeah, because you have such a, like, appreciation for things. And there was a time when I saw magic in everything, you know? And
I do though, but I don't know if it's a good thing. Are you getting upset?
A little bit.
Oh, don't get upset.
I'm just saying.
It's right though. But I don't know if it's like a silly thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a naivete. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Hello, cat dancer.
Hi. We're just talking about me being nuts. But I've always been like that. Like when I was a kid, if me and my brother would be out playing in the woods, building like, tree fort. No, I don't think we ever built tree forts, but we built like dens and all that kind of stuff at the caravan.
They basically just dug holes under a tree and crawled into them. And they're like,
this is awful. Just lying like that. I couldn't move.
Here,
no one's going to find us.
Put some leaves over me. Oh, this is so much fun.
No one's ever going to see us. You'd be like, no, your body's found there 10 years later.
Zoe, Matt is magic.
That is true.
I'm going to quote you, Mark, and put that on the cover of my next book.
He is magic.
No.
That's what I mean, though. Like I used to, like Wind in the Willows, for example. In my head,
Oh, she cries all the time with that.
I seriously,
Little Badger.
Badger living in his
Oh.
house underneath the tree, and he has like his lovely wooden door. Yikes! Right, his wooden door, and there's like a little boot scraper next to it, which is a shoe giveaway, and his little floor mat. His little, so you clean your boots off before you go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'd be sitting there with this roaring fire, and he'd have his dressing gown on, onions hanging from the roof, and he'd be having like a little cup of tea and a slice of cake. And that's like, in my head, that's what all the animals are doing in the woods. Like they're all living like that still. That's not normal, is
Like
it?
even those wood rats that are living in our engine.
Yeah, they'll be sitting like that, having
Except for the one that
a little cigarette.
the one that painted the top of the hood.
I think he got too near the fan.
Yeah, I think I turned the car on without him getting out. But yeah, the smell's gone.
So that's a bonus.
That's
everyone.
a plus.
So you see what I mean about the magic.
Yeah, but then the other thing too, I opened the hood the other day and I was looking, and there's like scratches, like
That's
just
absolutely horrendous.
like trying to. Awful.
Also, Rupert the Bear. That was another thing. Rupert. Have you never heard of Rupert the Bear?
From Family Guy.
No, it was a book series.
Oh.
Let me know if any of you have heard it. It was like a children's book. I think it used to be on a English newspaper, like like the Sunday edition. They'd have like the comic strips.
Yeah.
I think it started off as that, but then they used to have like an annual with all the stories in. But they were weird stories with like these weird little like sprites and elves and things that lived in my head. That was like a nicer way of like I still imagine. It's not that I'm like over the top about it and I think, oh my God, like there's ghosts, there's all, like I'm not crazy into all that kind of thing, but my mind's open to it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I don't just believe in everything like without questioning stuff, but I would love to think there's Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff. I understand it's probably unlikely.
Take care, Mark.
Bye, Mark. Sorry, we're just talking about ridiculous stuff. Check out Roger Barnes. You'll love him.
And see, that was the other thing that we never even got to talk about.
What?
That I was like, I'm on a longboat going down the canals, got the blues.
Oh,
Biddly-boo,
yeah, that was on Amazon Prime.
Her dad is like the most snobbish television watcher in the world and will hate everything you show him. And he's like, you guys gotta watch this show. It's great. Blah, blah, blah,
He said
blah,
it's
blah.
very slow television, but it's wonderful. It's all the canals in England. And this guy...
I think it's from YouTube. It's gotta be
It's
from
gotta be.
YouTube.
It's like YouTube production somehow.
I know,
isn't it,
but
the
you know
whole
how
thing?
there's some like My Little Homestead stuff on Amazon Prime?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I wonder if that dude has a channel.
We need to look it
Yeah,
up.
we'll look it up.
But he's basically just decided, for whatever reasons, that he's...
That may or may not have to do with him and his wife splitting up.
Yeah, it looks that way. And he's basically invests all his money, everything he has in the world, to buy a longboat or a narrow boat. And to just jack everything in and to just live on the canals, exploring the canals of England. I don't know if it's Wales and stuff as well. I don't know if it goes into that. Why are you laughing?
Okay, Jess says my daughter is a believer magical imagination kid, and I always feel so bad being the rational wet blanket, but I'm just trying to save her from Bigfoot cults or something.
I know, you see what I mean? But I feel like I've escaped all that.
What, you
Kind of.
escaped the Bigfoot cults?
Yeah.
Good job, babe.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a little kid who, like, could be led down the wrong path.
Well, no, because if you had to go to... Here's the reason why Zoe will never join a cult, because then she'll have to go show up someplace and be around a bunch of people.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah, she'll go, ooh,
Ew,
I'll
no.
take my chances with the solo stuff.
I just like the thought. I'm very much like that. I just daydream and think about, but I do find like beauty in everything, don't I? Like I'll sit and we'll be sitting outside and I'll be like, look look at that cloud, or look at that, isn't it beautiful?
Ew,
And he's like,
people are hard work, Thomas. I'm
they
telling
are
you.
hard work. People are hard work, and I don't mean that.
I
There's
want to
loads of
be-
lovely people in the world, but
Yeah.
it's still difficult for us to actually, like, we love talking to everybody, and I guess if we met
Like
any
if
of
all
you
of
guys,
us
yeah, we'd be
were
fine.
like living in the same apartment complex,
We'd have the best time.
we'd probably have a good time.
Yeah.
6 months down the road, there might be a couple of, oh man, someone's knocking on the door again. But you know, it would be nice.
Yeah,
Plus, you can never leave. There you go.
exactly.
So anyway, so that's just like, but the majority of people who don't have the same, like, here's one thing that always bothered me. When you lived in an apartment building, you felt like you needed to befriend the people who live in the building with you. You guys could have absolutely zero in common, not like any of the same stuff, have absolutely nothing to talk about, but both of you somehow feel obligated to share some time every day or on the weekend with a little bit of, how you doing? How's this? That's great. Oh, did you see that? Oh, there's a tree and stuff like that. And it's nice. But after a while, it gets very like mundane to the point where
it's not that the problem with me. Like in the last apartments where we got on great with everybody. They were so lovely people. But like the problem came when you just wanted to be like me personally, if I just wanted to be by myself, or I felt crappy and I didn't want to be social and didn't want to go outside on a Saturday night and see everybody, and everyone would be like, what the hell, what's going on? What's wrong with her? And they'd come in and see you.
Yeah.
And it's lovely that people cared, you know what I mean? But I'm a very, like, sometimes I need to be by myself. I need my own space. And that was a little bit like claustrophobic kind of thing.
And it got to the point where nobody knocked anymore.
Everyone would just walk into each other's.
They would either walk
apartments.
into each other's apartments or go up to the screens and just start talking through. Or do you remember that one time I lost it? I can't remember his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter what his name is. But he just went in the courtyard. It was like, Matt! Hey, Matt! And I'm like, you motherfucker, yeah, just come out and knock on the door. Jesus! And I like completely lost it because he was just freaking standing up and yelling my name. Yelling. And it was something stupid. Like he wanted to know if I was going to go to the store later and if I could pick him up like a
pack of cigarettes
or something. I was just like, just knock on my door.
I know.
Just come see me, dude.
It's stupid though, because like I don't know. Well, we're out in the desert, so that says a lot. But it's like, I don't know. It's not that I don't like communicating with people. I love talking to people, and you know. But it's got to be. I don't know. I think I've got to the stage where I need to be able to extricate myself because I'm crap at actually saying to someone, being non-confrontational and British, I'm screwed.
And me,
you bottle it up.
I bottle it up
to the point
because
where you're furious.
if I just talk to people normally, everyone confuses my assertiveness for aggression. That's been like my problem my whole life. So I just try to go as passive as possible. And when you're in social situations with a bunch of people, especially if they've been drinking or something like that, you realize that there's people who enjoy to talk, even if it's just to hear themselves talk. And so I'll just sit back and listen to see if there's even a conversation that I could ever have with this person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the thing that was the nail in the coffin for me, and I hope I don't offend anybody here who like this game. Zoe knows exactly what I'm talking about. I got pulled into a game of this really popular game that everyone was all excited about. Are you ready for what it's called? Okay. It's called Cards Against Humanity. Okay. I'm not trying to be old man scream at cloud here. Okay. But this game was the stupidest fucking thing in the world. It felt like a game that some people put together because they're like, you know what? we need to put together a game where people who have no personality and nothing to fucking talk about at all, but are all afraid of being alone, can like get together and put cards together so they say funny things. And then someone could guess if someone's the like nastiest. That would be so much fun. Let's do that. I got.
Oh, they could just maybe have a bit of fun.
Is that fun though? Because I could say all those things. I could say Obama fists babies.
Oh my
There you
God.
go. Done. I didn't need a card game. I didn't have to pay for it. You guys didn't even know we were playing. You like that?
Guys, see how angry
But
he
it's
is?
just, I'm not angry. It's just like, it was like, I felt insulted. That like,
But not everybody has like your imagination.
it's not
Of,
just
like,
imagination. It's just like all I want to do is sit and talk to you. Just talk to me.
But I think sometimes,
Just talk to me, baby.
people like just need like.
Oh,
I think it is. I think people just need something to like set the conversation going. You know what I mean? Get everybody in it, because not everybody does have a lot in common if you're just like hanging out like
I
that.
know.
But that's not a bad thing.
I was just sitting there and like someone would like
This is
read
why we
something
don't
someone
have-
put
this is why we
together.
can't ever have nice things.
Yeah, this is why we can't have nice things. Because I'll either break it, say it broke me when it broke her, so I get some sympathy, obviously. And then I would like just say something rude. No, but seriously, the person reading the cards was like, oh, here's one. Are you ready? Okay. That was good. Okay, let's read the next one.
Anybody else like
That was good. That's good. Oh man, that's a good one. And I was just like, someone put a shotgun into my mouth.
So
Now
this
I
is
was
why
like,
we can't have fun.
we can't have fun.
So we've been playing Scrabble,
Yeah, I
cards.
broke that game. Figured it out. I figured out the method to it.
He was like, yeah, I've worked it out.
I'm
so.
like, next time we play, it's okay. I've never played it. I'm not social. Yeah, it's just like,
Exactly. It's hard though. We've only played it once.
it was a long game. There was like 15 fucking people in there.
There was like a lot
and I
of
was
people.
like,
I was having quite a bit of fun.
were you?
I think so.
Yeah, see? You don't even remember. But anyway, so long story short, I have no idea why we started talking about that.
We were talking about like living with other people.
Why?
We were talking about apartments and living.
I know, but why did we get there?
Because we were saying, ooh, people.
I know, but oh, we were talking about cults. Yeah,
That's it.
you guys are a cult. That's how we got into this. We like figured it out. I'm antisocial. Yeah, it's not like I hate people, but like,
I think that's why we all are talking to each other now, because all of us are in the same boat. That we're like,
it's just like I'm getting older.
we like talking to each other, but we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to like leave.
My time is
RV to
precious. That's why I don't like standing in lines. That's why I don't like chit chat. Like,
You don't like talking about the weather, do you? Or that
I
kind
don't mind if the weather's something to talk about.
No, I mean like that kind of, what do you call that? Thingy talk. Oh God, you're just not helping me out at all today. What do you call it? Like when you're just like making
small talk.
Small talk.
You know, something talk.
Menopause in action.
Like, check
guys.
this out. So I had this shirt on when I was at Walmart one time. Okay. And we probably talked about this. But I was like walking back and forth looking at all the lines. And I'm like, God damn it, I just want to get out of here. And so I just picked a line and walked up to it. And this lady goes, we feel like the face on your shirt. You just got here. What the fuck am I supposed to say to that?
I would have gone, oh, yeah. That's what I would have done.
I know, but like, dude, it's like, I don't know. I just don't get it. And when you would go to the post office, people would try to talk to you all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't talk to me at the post office.
No, because you're terrifying.
I fucking hate going to the post
People,
office.
I love the post office because there's always some kind of drama going on, and you can earwig into all sorts of like goss. It's hilarious because you don't know anybody, so you don't have to actually talk to anyone, but you can just like listen in to all these crazy conversations about stuff.
Puking up.
He's not puking. He's got weird asthma that he does like the backward sneeze.
But is it from him chewing on the stuffed animal?
No, it's just like a tickle.
All right, whatever.
And whenever he likes, if he sleeps on me and it like puts a bit of pressure on his throat, then it sets him off.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, small talk is awful. That's why this is so perfect, huh?
Yeah.
We're just small talking it up.
No, but we all know each other. It's not like you going into and some strange person just making conversation with you about stuff. You know what I mean?
I wonder if I could like work myself up to do an experiment where I just go to a neighborhood and just start knocking on doors to have small talk with people that I don't know.
Why would you do that?
Why do people fucking talk to me in line at the store?
Because it's like a camaraderie.
I know, but now I'm on your property and you're on your property.
That's trespassing.
Let's have a conversation.
That's like
That's trespassing.
Yeah.
That's why
It's
people.
not like in
That's why
Walmart.
people own guns in America.
It is like
huh?
get off my land.
Fred, what are we gonna do, bud?
But then when we went to Walmart last time, we got all the shopping and everything. We've already talked about. Oh, we talked about this on the podcast, didn't we? On the.
Okay, so real quick, Jess, you left a comment on the last video that we put up. Is this the terrifying trip to Walmart? And yes, it was, but we had gone again, and that one was also terrifying. What was driving me nuts is my phone is so just trash now. The space button and the G and the
screen
H.
is trashed.
Yeah. The space button, the G, and the H don't work. Well, they work sometimes, but not all the time. Just trying to leave the comment to your comment on that YouTube video took me like 10 minutes. And I was like seriously about to just like lose it. I was just like, trying to get the buttons to go.
Seriously, I don't know how we're in one piece.
Yeah. And then I was talking to I was talking to April last night, and I was trying to type on my phone the conversation, and my phone was, and I'm like, just give me your phone. And so I had to take Zoe's phone and have it on there because
you couldn't.
My buttons just weren't working, man.
You didn't get a new screen on there.
I know. I need just a new phone. It's been 2 years, hasn't it?
Has it?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, they should be giving us something.
But anyway, the building itself.
Oh, the building. Yes, we are. I figured out how to lay the bag perfectly now, I think.
It's taken 8 layers.
Yeah.
But we got it.
8 layers to figure out how gravity works.
It's really weird because, like, you think that you've got it, don't you?
Yeah.
But as you do, like, it's pointless us trying to describe it because you'd have to, like,
basically the
yourself.
back wall was the worst looking wall we had, and we kept putting bags on it, and it kept looking worse. I'm like, ugh.
It was like just huge dips in it.
Yeah,
and
it was just
not level
awful.
at all.
And then we did a bag, not yesterday, but the day before, and I was just doing like some, I don't even know what you would call it, sifting. Possibly. I don't know. But man, that bag is flat on top.
He was jiggling it as it's going, because we have been just packing it like in a vertical tube, like without, because I know that when you do it in bags, you can have like a bag holder that you put the bag in, you tip it, you tamp it down a little bit so you've got a lovely flat end to it. That's how a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
And then they pack it like until it's a certain amount, and then you have like a uniform bag every time. But because we've got one solid length of bag, and we're cutting it to different lengths depending on which bit we're doing, you can't, like, it's an open end. So
not only that, there always seems to be a crease somewhere.
Well, when we do it, like, we pack it vertically, don't we?
Yeah.
But then there's only so high you can get that, and you've got to lie that down and start it again. And when you start it again, it's like in an L shape, and that bit at the bottom always ends up looser packed.
Yeah,
somehow,
and I'm like, well, if I pack it really good on both sides, I can maybe move that dirt in to where it will like take that crease out. But then what I did is I just made like a big dip.
Yeah, it goes
like a longer dip instead of a short dip.
So what do you do with it now? You jiggle it.
I jiggle it, but I'm constantly lifting it straight up instead of up and out like I was. And just kind of doing this thing. But dude, like I know this sounds so stupid. You're like, yeah, that's like how like you throw a rock up in the air and it falls down, you dumbass. Like, I know this science you call gravity, but it's so flat. And then the bottom, it's like it has filled in all of the bad bits. And the top is just flat. Oh,
seriously, we were looking at it for ages, just going, "Oh, look at that."
This is what happens when you live out in the desert and you don't have TV. You look at the earth bag you made, and you're like, "Oh man."
We were standing for ages, like next to each other, weren't we? We were just going, "Look at that bag." Seriously, we took photos of it. We took video of it.
Yeah.
We were like,
and you'll see the bag in the video I put up. It's at the end of the video. You'll see it.
You'll see it, and you'll be like, "Is that it? Is that what they're going to?" But it is so satisfying, weren't we?
You have no idea.
The level. I was like,
it's not even that it's just satisfying. It's just that it's going to fix all, because Zoe was always like really adamant, like it's got to be level. It's got to be level, and I kept saying, when you're doing these bags like this, it's kind of like when you're making like a clay pot out of clay snakes, they could be all over the place. But then when you get to the top, you just fix it on the top and blend it. And then it's all one size. And when you blend it all together, like you can't see the coils. It's just like one piece of clay. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I've been looking at this thing the whole time, that eventually it's just going to be, will there be choir music and bright light emanating from it?
There is in our head.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ta-das in my head.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm so happy about it. She's happy about it. I feel like we know what we're doing now.
Yeah. To me, you can't just keep going round when there's a dip, because the more you go round, the bigger. Do you see what I mean? It's just going to get.
I was just thinking, as soon as the dip gets big enough that we could just put a small bag into it, we could just put a small bag into it.
I know, and I'm like, no.
That's all. Oh, God.
So I was like, just pack it thicker in that area, and then less in another one.
But it doesn't work like that.
No.
And that's how we've been doing it. So the back wall looks great.
Yeah.
The wall on this side looks pretty good. The wall next to the water tank now is our worst looking wall.
Awful.
And we have to fix that.
It's got like
now.
3 big nasty dips.
Yeah.
2 big ones and one that's not quite right, isn't it? It's not good.
How do you close the ends of the bags? So what we do is
there's different ways that you can do it.
Yeah.
The ones that usually the separate bags, you're supposed to like fold in the ends and then tamp it down, so you have like a square beautiful bag. Obviously we can't do that with ours, but I think you're supposed to be able to push the corners in and like thread some wire or something through to close it. Like,
yeah, you can just put some wire in it and bend it, and then that's shut.
Yeah, but we don't. It's just too much hassle.
What we do is we take a little bit extra, fold it under, and then fold the corners in kind of like an envelope, and then put a brick on that. So there's a brick pushing down on the flap onto the barbed wire.
Because there's barbed wire in between everything, like a Velcro, it like stops the bag slipping around.
So that holds it. Go ahead.
Basically, we just get it, fold the edges in, put it on top of the wire, and then put the brick on top so that the bag's coming up like that with the end shut off. And then as soon as that you put like the soil in a couple of times, the weight of it overpowers it, and you can take the brick out, and then you've got a solid. And then once you start tamping it, like it just like there. Yeah, it like just like melds into the end, so that you've got like a lovely solid finish. Because they both, like all the bag ends don't look like crappy, I don't think.
No, I'm trying to think. I think there's one bag end that looked pretty bad, but that's underground, or it's going to be underground, so it doesn't matter what it looks
Yeah.
like because it's.
And when you get to the other end, you have like this big tube of like loads of soil in it with maybe like like 8 inches maybe left of the bag.
Yeah.
Something like that, 8 inches. And you sort of fold it down to the bit that is going to be at the bottom, like under, how do you describe that?
I twist it and then pull like the ears out and fold it down.
Fold it down, and then when the bag goes down, the weight of that pushes that bit under onto the wire. And then when you tamp it, it's all like completely solid. You can move it slightly because you've got to be careful that it's not overhanging at all.
Yeah.
And you can just do that. You can just kind of push it with your knee or push it across a little bit, can't you? And it gives a little bit, and then tamp it again.
And then when we're done with the walls, we could probably do rebar down, like hammer it in from the top of the walls down through. But I think the stuff is supposed to set in like 3 weeks to where it's just like hard concrete kind of stuff. Like that's usually
like, I don't know what.
So I don't know how far we're going to be able to get down if we do that.
No.
Refrains from Hobbit jokes.
Very difficult to do. It's amazing though, I'll tell you, that like, because we were really worried about, like, when you're reading up about it and stuff, all the clay content and all that kind of stuff. We did the experiment with the water. You shake it all up and you see how much clay and silt and all that kind of stuff you've got in. And we were like, we've hardly got any clay. We're like, I don't know whether this is going to be solid enough. We haven't, touch wood, we haven't had an issue like it.
No, I think there's so much more clay in there.
I don't know if there is. What we're doing for each
bag
thing.
ends. That's funny. I get it.
Bag ends.
Yeah.
The what was I going to say? Forgotten completely again. Oh,
clay.
For every barrow that we're doing, because we tried mixing it in the barrow with the shovel like we've seen people doing, and it was really hard, wasn't it, for your shoulder and stuff, and really difficult to mix it. So I just have a trowel, but we can't do like a huge full barrow because it's really difficult to mix it properly. But at the minute, all we're doing is doing like 8. How much are you doing? Like 8 shovels of the earth?
I'm doing 8 to 9 shovels, depending on if like one of the shovels, because like when I'm shoveling, I'll always hit a rock somewhere, and so then that shovel has like only like this much dirt in it. So I'll do a 9th one just to like.
So it's roughly like 8 big shovelfuls and a half one of Portland cement.
Yeah.
And then we just put a little bit of water into it so that it's like.
Not
damp.
soupy.
No, not at all. It's just damp, and it sort of kind of holds together, but it's sand. Like you wouldn't think that it was going to be. It's not like a clay thing where you hold it and it stays. There's a lot of people like in the book. They're doing like this sausage that you can bend right round and everything, and I was like, we haven't got any of that.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous clay. Like, that's like
ours is nothing like that. It's just basically sand with the cement in, but. Like we've noticed how like it's working really well. Like the bags are hard the next day.
Yeah.
Not like you can still like push the side a little bit and it gives a tiny bit. Yeah, but they're hard and they're packed and everything. And even when it's poured down with rain or it's done anything, it's not like affected it somehow. It's been like I don't know how we've managed it, but it's like it feels very, very secure. Like you can walk along it.
From what I've seen and like researched or whatever, when they show you like the thing like that, the snake, you could basically build a house without the bags with that stuff. Yeah. But like because we like don't have that, the bags are the stability. Yeah.
Yeah. But we've also started, you'll see in the video, we've also started like excavating the inside, because the inside because the site that we're on, it's on a slight slope like that, with the back like that and the front is like that. So this bit was where the door is a lot higher bag wise. It's the same obviously, but a lot more was submerged, wasn't it, at the back end? So it still is on that far side, but inside we've started excavating the soil out and using that for the bags, so that we're actually getting down to the right level that it should be inside. And it just has made such a difference.
Yeah,
because
it makes felt it like look.
Because we felt like we weren't doing it right, or it wasn't as high. Because just visually, when you're looking at it, there's less bags exposed at the back. So when we started digging the inside out, we were just like, holy crap, this is amazing. And also we noticed as well, the soil that is on the inside that is like packed into the bag's sides. When you dug it, because it's damp, obviously it's not going to stay there because there's nothing supporting it. It'll be very sandy, but it's kind of all packed into the bags.
Yeah.
Like cement in between, which is obviously we'll have to, like, what you call it, adobe or cement,
or like stucco or something like that.
The outside and the inside. Once we've done all the bag walls.
I don't want to stucco the inside. We got to come up with like more like either cement or like that lime mix or something like that to do on the inside.
So it's more breathable and stuff.
It's just breathable, smooth.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like cut my hand every time I accidentally bump into the wall.
No, which is true. And it's actually like you get the idea. You'll be able to see it. Like all the soil is like packed into the thing, and it's like it's nuts, isn't it? It's like we're getting such a more visual of what it's going to be, and we're looking at it and we're like, God, there's so much space. It's awesome. It's going to be like, and we were laughing about it last night, weren't we? Because we were like, we were originally going to do it twice as big. Until we realised we couldn't do that for a shed size. It had to be 120 square foot.
Yeah.
And so we were going to do it. We thought
200 square feet was the maximum, or the minimum, or wait, no, the maximum you can do without a permit.
So we were going to do it like 20 foot by 10 foot.
Dude, it would be so
it would be
far
like a mansion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Because that right now, like at 120 square feet, it's like 10 feet by 12 foot. Like that already feels like, and I know once we put stuff in it, it's not going to feel big.
It's not going to feel big.
Freaking hell, dude. When we're in that thing, and
yeah, it is weird.
So like we're in a trailer that is a certain size or whatever. And when we go out there, 120 feet looks freaking huge, man.
And I'm sure it isn't, because that's like eventually we're storing all the stuff from the storage shed in there, which we've worked out is mainly like the sofa, the futon bed,
cement tables,
end tables, and bookshelves. Bookcases and books.
And boxes and boxes and boxes of books. So
I think what we're going to do is we've talked about all this, haven't we, with everyone? But we're going to try, as we're unpacking it, like when it's done inside, to do the bookcases along the walls and to unpack all the books so that they're on the shelves out of the way, safe from all the elements and everything. And we haven't got the boxes of books that we're going to have to pile in there. So there'll be more room for just all the other stuff. I don't think there'll be as much as we think, because a lot of it's Shay's stuff and she's going to need that up there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Shay stuff. There's also some things that I just want to like leave on the side of the road or something.
Really?
Just like little, because we didn't know what we were going to do and didn't know how long it was going to take. I feel like we kept a lot of like furniture type items that we really don't need.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So that's super cool. And we're digging out where the first dome is actually going to be as well.
Yeah.
And that one I'm like, yeah, this is still too big. Because I feel like we went down a little bit on it, like size-wise, but I still feel it's too big.
I don't think so. We did it. We got the pole in the middle and we measured 6 foot.
Yeah.
from that on a string all the way around. It turns out to be 113 feet or something, square feet or something. But I don't think it looks big, because that's going to be just like
I think
a
it
bedroom.
looks huge when I look at it. Like from here, I like look over. I'm like, oh man, that's huge. It's huge.
It's not huge. I think it looks tiny.
But we were also.
But so did the shed when we looked at it, and then when we started doing the walls and everything, and you're standing inside it, you're like, oh, that's a lot bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
It isn't huge. Like, but if you were looking at it as like a house, it's not huge at all.
Yeah.
But as a room, it's perfectly usable for us.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need a lot of space.
And we were talking about, because we need to build like a generator shed. And we were trying to think of if we should do that. Just to protect it
from the elements all the time, because
and to keep it quiet. I don't want to piss our neighbors off that are not very close to us in any way.
We only ever put it on at like when the sun goes down, so it would be like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and I try to turn it off by 7. So we only have it on for a couple hours a day.
And I think people would be mainly in the houses by that time anyway. But you probably can hear it. It's that. It's like when it's like when my dad used to go nuts when the carnival thing used to come. It still does, and it's on the other side of the village.
It would drive me crazy, babe.
And they've got the generator running all the like rides and everything, and it's going for a whole weekend, and he nearly loses his mind.
The longboats.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He nearly loses it. He has to put his headphones on and like blast music all the time, so he can't. But it's like a constant, like low frequency hum, and when it stops, you can feel yourself like physically relaxing.
Yeah.
Can't you? You're like stopped. But it's necessary because our batteries, they're actually, because it's been sunny, we're getting quite a bit out of them, aren't we?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. But I mean, it's not like summer good. So, like in the summer, man. The funny thing is, when we first came here, we were still running out of power every night because we hadn't switched over to the like let's not leave everything on mentality.
No, we hadn't worked it out at all.
It's so crazy.
I know, and I'm proud of that. Like we're so much more conscious.
I wonder what our bills would have been like if we were now how we were.
If we were treating it at home like we do now.
Man, that's crazy.
Like just simple things like the shower, having a shower. We get in, we wet yourself, turn the shower off, soap up, don't you? And then rinse off.
We should go get a hotel room, like a motel, like some trashy motel.
What, and just stand in the shower
just
for like 3 hours?
Just take a hot shower for like 3 hours, dude. That'd be so awesome.
When you're achy and you've been building for hours,
hell,
and you're like, and then you're like, turn it off, and you're like, oh, it's like so nice, isn't it, to get the hot water on you, and you can't. I mean, we could have it longer.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, if I'm second on the shower rotation, we'll have the heater on. You get in the shower, and you're not even taking a long shower.
No, it's
you
like
get out. I get in. I'm like, oh, on my shoulder, and then all of a sudden the water starts getting cold, and I'm like, motherfucker. And I'm like turning it up as high as I'm like, maybe if I push it really hard,
have you noticed,
there's like a secret.
There is though, if you push it, like if it's up to the maximum, because it's basically just a tap that you turn like that, and like wherever it is hot or cold. But when you put it to the top, that's like scorching hot.
Yeah.
But then it starts to cool down a bit. But if you kind of push it.
You do that too?
Yeah, it gets
It's
hot
probably
again.
only going up because like one of us is breaking it.
I know.
So
but
pretty soon
it does make it hotter.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been pushing that really hard.
But we're really like conscious all the time. Like we charge the laptops and our phones and stuff through the day.
Yeah.
And then once it's gone, it's gone.
Once I'm at 100% on my computer, I unplug my computer, plug my phone into my computer, and charge my phone off my computer. And then
Weird.
the other thing too, because it's cold at night, I feel like my phone loses battery charge
I think your
quickly
phone is
just in
just
the
dying.
cold. Whatever. But we have this little, and I keep wanting to do like a product review video of it because it's so cool. It's like this little portable solar thing to charge your phones, basically. And we have it out on the table. And in the morning, like usually as soon as the sun comes up and it can actually touch the panels, I'll go out there and plug my phone in. And if it's nice out, I'll just stand out there all morning, drinking my coffee, charging my phone. Oh, wait, what about one of the solar phone chargers? But see, here's the thing.
That's what it is. It's really good.
I know, but I wonder if there's like, because I mean, we got that a year ago now, right?
Yeah, there's probably
And it was and it wasn't that expensive at all.
No, it wasn't.
It was like a foldy up, like four little panels.
It's like a little wallet size. We'll show you it.
I'll do a video. I've been wanting to do a video on it ever since we got here because that thing has been saving my ass every morning. Because in the morning when I try to charge my phone, like I'll get like 2% like in an hour.
Yeah, there's not
because
enough
there's
battery.
not enough sun on the panels up there. But these things I could like put wherever. I could hang them on the clothesline, but then I'm like stuck standing next to the clothesline like some dweeb, some douchey man. But man,
it's just on the table, isn't it? And we like prop it up because now that with the sun being so low down in the sky, like normally it would go straight over in the summer, so you could just lie it flat. But now you have to kind of prop it up at an angle so that it's got the sun on it.
You know what I could do, because the panels have like little carabiners on them. Mm-hmm. I could just hook it on my necklace, just walk around outside, walking solar charger, man. Just have my phone plugged in.
You just have to face the sun all the time.
Yeah, I love facing the sun, baby.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, sun can't burn me, yo. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, it can.
All right.
So basically, we'd sort of, I don't know, it's nuts how we're using a lot more propane because we have to, don't we, for cooking and stuff. So good. What?
To put it on that sombrero, like
wrap
it around the top bit.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh my gosh! I could just
walk around with you, sit in the pool with your sombrero on, charging.
And if I like put the thing up like this, I could just rest the phone inside of it with it.
What, and just listen to stuff?
And just have my little earbud in.
Because we've both
and just float around the pool.
We've both constantly got audible books. I'm crazy.
Man, my summer just got a lot better, Jess. Thanks.
He's already missing the pool.
I almost filled the pool up the other day because it was hot.
What were you thinking?
It was hot. One day. Oh my God. It was the day we made the bag. That was like the greatest day ever. Like it was in the 70s. There was no wind.
There was a bit of wind, but it was like a lovely warm breeze.
It was just everything was
perfect.
Perfect. Speaking of Audible, how's Imaginary Friend going for you?
I'm still enjoying it. It's weird. I've got like 3 hours left. I mean, I just find it very like, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm still liking it because it's the children in peril thing. I'm an absolute sucker for it. And it's like really sort of creepy and dark. But there's bits of it that I can see. I don't know. I can see how you feel about it, and I'm like, meh.
Jess is glad.
Thank you, Jess.
Another thing.
I know you didn't enjoy. What was it that you didn't particularly like about it? Because I know that you liked the beginning.
It's the religious bits that bothered me.
Yeah, me too. That's the only downside of it. But I'm trying to just see it as a.
But I'm sensitive to that.
Yeah, I'm not religious at all. I'm not at all. So I kind of like. I'm just looking at it again as a complete story with the characters who are dealing with that, because I find it fascinating. It's like with The Exorcist and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I find that kind of the Catholic and all that kind of creepy. I find it quite scary. Some aspects of it. I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but I find it like, difficult, but fascinating at the same time. So I think I kind of like get sucked in because the Exorcist, and Rosemary's Baby and all that kind of thing. That kind of dark, like that creepy neighbor next door that's like there's just something off a little bit, you know. I think horror does that really well, and I find it fascinating, and I get sucked in every time. But I can see why there is a lot of that in it. But I'm enjoying it, I have to say.
So one of the things that we probably should talk about that we said we were.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that would be difficult.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, very difficult. I can see your point there. Very much.
And Cat Dancer's gonna grab it.
Yeah, that's awesome. You should totally do that, and let me know what you think, because it's like if you like, I can see Jess. That would be if you. I know a lot of people who avoid that kind of horror purely for that, but I equally know a lot of people who are like sucked into it, like a scary fascination about it, which is me. Like, I've never had to worry about that kind of thing. I've never been in a weird situation or anything like that. My parents aren't religious, but I think that's why, because it's never been a personal thing. I find it fascinating how it affects other people. What do you think about it? Because you like The Exorcist and all that kind of stuff, don't you? You enjoyed it, didn't you?
Well, The Exorcist, yeah. But
you're not particularly.
There's been like a slew, and then I can't remember when it was. Actually.
I get obsessed as well with like exorcism films.
Yeah.
That whole thing just for some reason it freaks me out. It's like I'm not, and all that kind of like people who come across as being. What film was it? Was it The Mist, where the lady in the supermarket? She's very like.
Fanatical,
yeah. And that she terrified me in that. Yeah. But again, it's the same kind of thing. It's like it's extremes of things really scare me, and I suck me into it. So I am enjoying it, have to say. I listened to the sample and liked it. She's also I don't know if you read it, Jess, or if you listened to the Audible, but the woman who's reading it, she's an actress, I think. I can't remember what she's called. But the one on Audible, she's so good.
Is she the girl from the Pulp video?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's an American actress.
Joking,
I know. She's really good. The reading of it is, she gets like really into it, but like often female narrators grate on me a little bit, and I don't know why. I think it's just like having to change the tones. Some men do as well really badly, and it depends a lot on my enjoyment. It really alters my enjoyment of it. But she's great. There's a baby crying is like there's a part of the book that she does like a baby crying voice. Oh my god, because I was listening to it in the pitch black, and I was like, oh my, I was like turning it down until she got past that bit, because I was like, oh, it's really creepy. I didn't like it.
Okay, so Cat Dancer says, I listened to the sample and liked it and had a whole slew of imaginary friends as a child. Is that the direction they go with it?
Let me see.
What do you think? Are you going to answer that?
I'm trying to say, it doesn't sound like it. A whole slew of imaginary friends as a child. Yeah,
is that the direction they go with it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's all about. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it's about a little boy who befriends somebody in a scary situation, and it's horrific. It's really scary. It's really scary, but it's not your classic. I can't describe it.
Are there exorcisms in it?
No.
And then she says, being from Mississippi, I grew up in church and I'm still Christian today.
Yeah, I think you'll find it. I don't know. I think you'll find it.
Okay, don't spoil it.
No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say anything.
Hey, Troy.
Hey, Troy. I'm not going to say anything about it, but there's a lot of religious aspects to it. There's a lot of. I'm not going to say anything. You'll enjoy it, though, I think. If you like the idea of it and you like the sample, I think you'll enjoy it. I am. I'm a sucker for the kids in peril. I really am. And they're really like they're good characters, I think, and the narration's really good. She's so good. But yeah, I can see, Jess, your situation. That would be very, very difficult. So you try to listen and read physically simultaneously. It was really good. Yeah. She's amazing. She's really creepy. I'm so interested to see what you make. I know. I've been nervous about that the whole time. Sometimes I get like the whole story and aspect of it, I'll be completely on board, and then they'll do something and I'll be like, oh God. But I'm, like you said, I'm often just pleased that someone's bothered to like entertain me for a few hours.
Well, I think a problem I have is that I try to guess what's going to happen in the book. And then I come up with this like crazy, fantastic ending that I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome.
Excuse me.
And then the book or show or movie has like third actitis. And it just like drops to shit. But the more I think about it, I'm wondering if it's because I'm putting high expectations on what I assume will happen, and then something not as exciting.
I know. I
happens.
always get annoyed with you, don't I? Because I'm like, why are you even doing that? Why don't you just wait and see? Like, you're ruining it for yourself.
I know. I ruin everything.
I know.
I'm a big ruiner.
You're a big ruiner. That's the trouble with me. Like, I'm the total opposite, and I'm like, I just get completely swept along with stuff, don't I? I just like throw all my like caution or anything out of the window.
I throw my wind to the caution. Window. Stop.
I do it. I just throw everything out the window, and I'm just like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And I'm the same with films. I never can predict who's going to be the killer. I never have a clue, and I'm always like, wow. I'm like the easiest person to please in the world.
The butler.
The butler? Who would have thunk it?
Poirot is a genius.
Poirot's a genius.
Yeah, it's really hard, man. Like when you want to like something, there's been things that I really want to like, and I just
in a minority.
No, like I feel like trying to make myself so smart about things, I really just disillusion myself of what things are, and I like on accident completely ruined a lot of things that I used to love. And it's just really sad. I get really upset when I think about it.
Oh. I feel like if anybody listens, what?
I'm one of those people like, well, the trailer was better than the film. I won't even watch trailers.
No,
now.
We can't do that.
I cannot do it because it's going to be... Oh, man.
I'm like, what? It's really...
You're like, there's a candlestick? We were arguing the other day because I'm like, oh, yeah, it's probably in that room. That room is not in Clue. I'm like, yes, it is. No. There's no billiard room in Clue. I'm like, yes, there is. And I'm like, there's a ballroom. No, there's no ballroom in Clue.
We used to call it Cluedo, by the way. It's Cluedo.
It's Clue. Because you have to find a clue. You don't have to find a Cluedo.
But if anybody likes slashers, particularly slashers anyway, The Hysteria Continues is this awesome podcast. They've just done like the 200th episode. And it's such a good podcast, isn't it? I love it. I've been listening to it for years. But there's 4 guys, and 3 of them are cynical about all sorts of stuff. They'll either like it or they'll hate it, and they're very open about how they feel about stuff, like super honest about it. Mm-hmm. And then one of them, Nathan, is just like, well, I thought it was great. And I feel like that's me.
But at the same time, like the movies that Nathan likes are usually the movies I like.
Yeah.
Because like when I think of like The Hysteria Continues, I think of Movie House Massacre, Nail Gun Massacre, Terror at 10 Killer, Eyeball. Like all of these like really shitty, awful movies, but they're so pleasurable
So
to
entertaining.
watch. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
The catchphrase.
Find damn
like,
clues, though. No, that's not what that means. That's not what that means.
Find them clues, though. Oh god, I am so like easily pleased. That's all it comes down to. But I feel like a Nathan. He does that though. Everything like everyone else will be like, "Oh my god, this was awful. This was so," and he's like, "It was really fun. I really enjoyed it." And I don't. But you do like, God, they're disgusting, babe.
They get dirty. Now watch, she's gonna put them on, and it's gonna be like, I could see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can't see.
Can you not read the things? Did
Oh my gosh.
Jess, have you got any more Raymond Briggs
The
yet?
movie Clue is so good.
It is so good.
So good. Madeline Kahn.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Oh man. Like the things.
Oh, please don't go into details.
I loved Madeline Kahn.
She's amazing.
The flames! The flames burning! Sides of my face! Oh, so good. Yes. I can see. Okay, let's see how this works, guys. Oh my god, I feel like Roddy Piper and They Live. Let me see. That used to be my New Year's tradition to play the board game Clue and watch the movie Clue. Oh, classic.
I can't remember.
Have you all ever watched Bubba Hotep?
No,
Yes.
I really want
You've
to
never
see
seen
it.
Bubba Hotep?
No, I really
Reggie
want to see it.
Bannister's in it.
Is he?
With like Bruce Campbell's in it, obviously, but Reggie Bannister's in it.
He's Elvis, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Bubba.
Yeah.
And then there's a Hotep. The Boogeyman one is in transit to my local library, and I'm on hold for the other one, Bruce Campbell.
I know, I love Bruce Campbell.
I used to love Bruce Campbell. I used to love Bruce Campbell so much.
Wait for it. He's going to
No,
ruin
that's
it.
I'm not going to ruin it. It's just a bit of a ruiny thing.
Oh my God.
It just,
Seriously.
like, sometimes you should never meet people. You know? Look at you shake your head.
This is it. The magic. Let me have the magic.
Yeah, I'll give you some magic.
What are you waiting for?
The magic.
What's he called? The Ash Evil. What? Ash versus Evil Dead. That was awesome. We really enjoyed that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was there 3 seasons?
I think.
Yeah. Was he a jerk? Tell them.
Could have been a bad day.
Go on, ruin it. You ruined it for me.
No, it's just I didn't ruin it for you.
Mm-hmm.
First off, it was during the time when he was on burn notice and not wanting to do horror stuff anymore, but was still going to conventions because he was getting paid a lot to go to the conventions.
Mm-hmm.
But then would get pissed off whenever anyone would go, "Oh man, you should do another Evil Dead movie," or "What have you been doing?" And he's like, "I'm on like a top syndicated cable show, and I have been for like the last like 5 years. What the fuck's wrong with you?" And it wasn't like that to me. To me, it was more of an attack on a movie I had done. Did he propose a vulgar intrigue? No. So it's just like, and he wasn't even the worst of those people I looked up to who, when I met them, were not very kind and kind of ruined it. But I mean, I guess it happens with whatever you do. Like if you, if you work at Google and you go in and there's the guy that was in charge of the search engine apart.
What are you talking
I don't
about?
fucking know.
I met Tom Savini.
And sweated all over him.
I was so nervous. I had to shake hands with him, and I was like, the poor man. It'll be like a cold, wet fish. And then I had my photo taken. I'm like, ah. Hello. But then I met Carl Gottlieb from Jaws. It was my favourite film of all time. And he was the cutest little old man. Wasn't he?
I accidentally took a picture of the mom from Child's Play, and she like wanted to fight me because apparently cell phone pictures were $5.
But she has to make a living.
I know.
She doesn't have to be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I tried to steal a drink of Diodato's coffee at one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he caught me. And I felt really stupid. So I acted like I was the coffee guy bringing him his coffee. So that was embarrassing. I told David Hess that I wanted him to touch me. That was embarrassing. I walked off.
What did you say to Rob Zombie? Was it Rob Zombie?
Oh, I said sign my face. That was like when I was just like fanboying out. And he's like, you want me to sign your face? I'm like, yeah, sign my face. I already said it. I can't really take it back now. He's like, I've never signed someone's face before. I'm like, oh, dude, this is awesome.
What an idiot.
But I stole something off of Sybil Danning's table because she was talking to me. And I just walked away without paying for something. And she sent somebody after me. And I get all fucking stupid. And I went back. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And then
were you looking her in the eyes and just went like that and picked it up and walked off?
Well, okay, this is the deal.
Or did you pick it up and you were talking to her and then you just turned around and walked off?
I was looking at stuff. She came up and started talking to me. And then she's like, oh, if you like those, you'll like these. And she got out this like book. And it was a bunch of like 8x10s of her like naked. And like one where she like didn't have any clothes on and she was pulling like a real thick chain up in between her legs. And it was like a front shot.
Gross.
And I was just like, oh my God, Sybil Danning's showing me naked pictures of herself and talking to me at the same time. She's lucky that all that happened was that I walked off with one of her pictures without thinking about it. Because that could have been like a whole other awful situation.
Yeah.
And then what was that dude who yelled at me? Herschel Gordon Lewis started screaming at me because I couldn't make up my mind about which poster of his I wanted to buy and that he was going to sign. I was interrupting his sandwich eating time. He's like, come on, you got to just pick one. Jesus Christ.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm like, I'll take that one. And it was the one I didn't want. And I was so mad. I was just like, fuck, how did I walk myself into this fucking situation? I was really upset. And CJ Graham was kind of a dick.
Maybe it's you.
Well, no. CJ Graham thought I was cock blocking him because he was talking to some chicks. And then I came up and started talking to him. And he was like, oh. And I'm like, calm the fuck down. I'll walk away. But, you know.
Shay was the best, wasn't she? She was just unimpressed and embarrassing.
Dude, she was so embarrassing. What was that dude's name from Dawn of the Dead? Or Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. I can't remember
Joe. Oh my God, I can't remember his name. Dude, he tried so hard to like be friends with my daughter.
He's the officer guy, isn't he? Who gets like ripped to pieces.
She was just like, it starts with a P. It's Joe Polito. No, that's not right. Anyway,
like that. He's trying really.
Jody met an elf from Lord of the Rings. Fangirl big time.
Did she? That's hilarious.
But yeah, so Shaylee just totally not impressed. And he's like, let me give you a picture. And she's like, no. And she was like 6 or 7 or something.
She's really cute.
Yeah, adorable. And she was just like rude to everybody. And then like,
what a little jerk.
We met, what's her name? Alice. Oh, I can't think of her name right now. From Friday the 13th.
Amy?
No, it's not Amy Steele. That's part 2.
Oh.
Part 1 is oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember. Anyway, she was super cool and like oh hey Mark. And she was like, I'm like, Shaylee, look, it's Alice. She's like, I know who it is.
Joe
And I'm like,
Pilato.
Joe Pilato, yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. But yeah, so she was like rude with that too. But R.A. Mihailoff, he played Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Adrian King.
Adrian fucking King, dude. Yeah. He was a super great guy. I have no problems with him. I've heard people have problems with him, but he was nothing but amazing with me. And he came to Shaylee's birthday party one year, and he bought her a giant inflatable killer whale to like take to the pool and to the beach and stuff.
Yeah.
And he brought her a bunch of stuff from Hatchet and stuff, like posters and signed
What did she
stuff.
do? Was she rude about that as well?
Yeah. And I'm like, and then I go in her room and like the posters are all crumpled up and ripped. And I'm like, you mother. I'm like, you hang these up right now. She's like, you don't let me play with thumbtacks. And I'm like, God damn it, I'll do it myself then. But no, like that was hysterical. But no, there's just been
yeah, she's been very embarrassing about stuff.
Oh my god.
Just got
so embarrassing.
Boring.
Yeah. Like for like 3 years in a row at conventions and stuff, Joe Pilato was trying to be friends. He's like, oh my gosh, you remind me when my daughter was little. And she's like,
oh my god,
she was such a fucking nightmare. And he's like, God damn. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, man. And he's like, I'll give you like 8x10, you know, I'll sign it and just give it to you. I don't want it. And I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, can
I get one, please? Why was she so rude?
I don't fucking know. She was just weird, but she always wanted to
she
go.
Was awkward. Yeah, she wanted to go.
She always wanted to go to those things. And we would take her, or I would take her, and then she was just like completely not interested. I think the reason why is because the first time I ever took her to one of those things, there was a like a convention kind of thing. There was a I can't think of the name of the company, but like a model kit company. And they were trying to get people into building model kits again. So if you were a kid, you got a free model kit and like a hour in this like workshop to put it together. So she got this like glow in the dark Frankenstein model kit to put together. God, I wish I could remember the name of the company. I think it was like Morpheus or something like that. But so she got that, and then one of our friends was working at one of the makeup booths, like, oh, make it look like you got your neck bitten by a vampire or your face bit off by a shark or one of those things. And so we got her up in there, and she had like her severed arm or whatever for the rest of the day. So she was like thinking she was like the coolest kid in the world. So then every time we went, she thought she was going to go and just like get a bunch of cool free shit. But she thought the free shit she was going to get was like toys and stuff. And then when people were offering her like pictures or like bookmarks,
pictures of oldies,
yeah,
that she had no interest in.
So, I don't know. I'm like, shit, this was Leatherface. Yeah.
Because she loved all the horror
that wasn't
films,
that scary.
She? Yeah, she's like, oh, big deal.
Yeah, that movie's not scary.
Oh my god, yeah, she was really embarrassing.
Super.
And then she went to bits though about what was it, the Disney kid?
Oh yeah, we accidentally bumped into the guy who's on Riverdale.
What? Oh, him.
What's his name? He was one of the twins from Zack and Cody.
He was Ben as well in Friends.
Yeah, and he's Jughead on Riverdale. And he was at the restaurant across from where this convention was.
Cody or something like
that. I don't know. And so she met him and got her picture taken with him and was like over the moon. But the other thing that was funny, it was the first season of Face Off on Sci-Fi Channel. It was like the special effects makeup.
Cole Sprouse.
Cole Sprouse, yeah.
No, but didn't she go to pieces?
Yeah, she completely lost it.
How old was she then?
I don't know, 7, 8, 9. I don't know. No, not 9. 7. We'll say 7. But anyway, so that dude.
That dude.
But
That's on my nerves.
So
He's no Archie. I'll tell you that.
One of my buddies was on Face Off that season, and he had worked on a bunch of my movies. And so we were like watching the show religiously because we wanted our friend to win and all this other stuff. Well, Shaylee was kind of into special effects at the time and thought it was really fun and wanted to do something like that. And fell in love with one of the girls on the show. Yeah, there you go. Mark says we had to watch every episode of Face Off for his daughter.
I was totally into Face Off for a while, and I just lost interest in it. I don't know why.
But
it was interesting.
Yeah. So my buddy got voted off the show or whatever, which was really sad, and we were all bummed out. But all the Face Off people were at this convention. I don't remember if it was Fango or Monsterpalooza or what it was. But anyway, when Shaylee saw the girl that was her favorite on Face Off, she freaking ran up to her, like full sprint, and just like face into her stomach and hugged her. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're my favorite." And the girl was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God."
She thought it was the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, and it was hard for me because on the show, they made it appear that this chick had conspired to get my friend kicked off the show. So I glared at her like this. I was like,
"You glared?"
Yeah, I was mad.
Oh, it's Jody.
Yeah. Hi, Jody.
I've got a tickle.
Yeah.
Who was the elf that you fangirled all over, Jody, that you met?
Yeah. What was the elf? Because I also said to Natalie Maines that she was hot.
Oh, God.
I saw her at a Motley Crue concert. That was awkward.
Yeah, I bet it was.
She was a lot hairier in person.
Really?
Yeah.
She probably thought you were as well.
Good one, babe. No, seriously. She was just very fuzzy, not hairy.
Like a peach.
Yeah, but like a peach with longer fuzz than you would imagine.
Gross. The one I'm most jealous about is, I think you've told everybody anyway, what's he called?
Ron Jeremy.
No.
Just kidding.
The one from, oh, here we go.
The bass player from the Scorpions?
No, the Wedding Crashers. What's he called?
Oh, Vince Vaughn?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh my God, have I told that story?
Ask them.
I told Vince Vaughn's story. I have not met Harlan Ellison. I have not. Most of the people I've met are like super B movie people.
Vince Vaughn. I would have loved to meet Vince Vaughn.
Well, no, Vince Vaughn was an accident.
Yeah, I know.
Like it wasn't like anything fun. Okay, anyway, so I'll start the story just so there's no dead air here. Me and this lady friend of mine went to the El Rey Theater to see Merle Haggard perform, which was really cool. And there was this like weird little smoking section that was just like this roped off area that went out front. And I don't know if you were supposed to be able to take your drinks out there, but I was out there with a drink. When I was a kid, I begged my mom to meet Chris de Burgh because I loved Don't Pay the Ferryman. But when I got there, I hid behind her terrified winning. Oh, that's so funny. So I went out to have a cigarette. I was drinking a drink. I don't even remember what it was. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm the only person smoking out here, you know? Then this dude walks up, and it's Vince Vaughn, and that dude is huge. I like came up to his collarbone. Like, he's just a big dude, big wide dude. And he was just super nice, and we just were chatting, and everything was fine. And then the girl I went there with found me, and she was completely trashed drunk. Okay, like drunk. And she's like, "Come on, we got to go." And I'm like, "All right." She wanted to go back inside, so she turns around. Her face smashes into Vince Vaughn's martini, and she spills her drink, and then smashed his drink all up the front of his shirt. He had like a white button-up shirt kind of thing. And I was like, "Oh my God, dude, I am so..." And he's like, "Bro, it's fine. I'm here with one too." He's like, "Don't even worry about it." And he's like, "Just take care and good luck."
Bonding over
Yeah.
big assholes.
That
Bonding
was
over
funny.
assholes. That's hilarious.
What are you doing?
I was talking to my friend who's trying to organise flights.
Oh. All right.
Sorry.
So anyway,
She'll go to bed soon, that's why.
okay. But yeah.
Can you believe that? Don't worry, dude. I'm with one too.
I think he even like went into it a little bit more about how drunk his date was and
how embarrassing.
no,
that's why he was hiding out
not
there.
how embarrassing, but it was like this chick is like complete friend zone material now, and
wow.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Just a couple of dudes.
Just a couple of dudes hanging out in the smoking section outside, away from everybody.
Claim to fame. Oh, I
He
can't
was
remember.
Hyder and Lord of the Rings. Stefan, Narcy, and Rain. His name is Craig Parker, and he's super nice and handsome, and Troy Cockblocker.
Troy, you're hilarious, man. I mean, he was like,
he's like, okay,
this
is enough of this kind of crap here. Jesus.
That's so funny.
Oh man.
I'm just Googling. I'm Googling.
That's what Troy was afraid of. He's like, no one's Googling my Jody here. You guys got to knock that off. Yeah, so that's fun.
You two are so, seriously, you and Troy are so similar because you do exactly the same thing. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, just me and Troy are a couple of dudes hanging out.
Oh, it's that guy. Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, oh, yeah?
No, that's funny. I can see Troy will be like, okay, let's wrap this up
here,
Blue
Eyes. let's fucking put a pin in this, all right?
That's hilarious.
Unbelievable. I just stood back and looked uninterested.
You're just like, call yourself a star. I don't even know who you are. That's hilarious.
An extra in the films and an extra in life. Come on, Jody. And then he's like, let's get out of here.
Oh, that's so funny. I'm still laughing at the fact that Jess begged her mum to go and see Krista Burr. Out of all the like sex symbols I can think of to go and like want to see. Could anyone think, was there someone embarrassing who you really had a crush on who was like gross?
I seem to be the only person who wanted to marry Natalie Maines.
Which one's Natalie Maines?
She's the tiny, like not the tiny, but the short Dixie chick. I was really into the Dixie Chicks for a minute. I thought it was meant to be.
I used to like Peter Davison, who was really gross.
I don't think Natalie Maines is gross. That's the problem.
No, but mine was.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else.
I also had a crush on Starsky. It was those cardigans.
Good God.
I know. He's like, oh God. He was one of the Doctor Who's.
Oh yeah.
I had a crush
Mark,
on him.
did you see that her and John Travolta just dressed up in their Grease outfits for some reason the other day? She made fun of me for liking Steve Perry back then too. And I had a thing for George Hamilton and Zorro the Gay Blade.
George Hamilton was awesome. It's that eyebrow.
It's funny, like,
right?
I'd like to dress up too.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at him. What a dweeb. He couldn't look
Barbara
more
Crampton.
He couldn't look more British. But I like the gay one. Yeah, I had all sorts of weird tastes as well. I don't know what was wrong with me. Because obviously my taste improved a lot as I've got older.
I'm trying to think of like some really random. Oh, Molly Ringwald.
Everybody liked Molly Ringwald.
But
she was gorgeous.
I really liked Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
And Tiffany. Me, Molly, and Tiff.
Yeah, we were playing Scrabble and Tiffany came on and he was like, oh she is amazing.
Children will play.
Zoe found magic. Yeah.
Magic Matt.
And he took it all away from me. Magic. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Come here.
No. No, you can't put this bunny back in the hat. Do you hate Debbie Gibson? I don't hate Debbie Gibson, but the hats were a bit tacky. Madeline Kahn, yes.
He absolutely loved Madeline Kahn.
Yeah, but that's not like a weird crush. I'm trying to think of Grace Jones.
Oh yeah, you loved Grace Jones, didn't you?
Loved Grace Jones.
That is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, she's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. There's been so many women in my life.
Oh God.
Yeah, but anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, she scares me too, Mark. She's terrifying.
Mark, do you remember when Grace Jones, after the do a Zoe mix soon for the podcast?
Oh God. Seriously, I don't know if I can.
But yeah, Grace Jones, after
I will. I'll try.
The Conan and after the James Bond, she was like the spokesperson for Honda motor scooters. She made me want a moped. Wanted a moped really bad.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wasn't it what opening was it the Olympics or something that she did, like she hula hooped for the whole way through a song? Was that her? Or Tina Turner?
I don't know. Man, I wanted a moped so bad.
I remember. Jodie is really into
old Mickey Rourke. Like old, like now Mickey Rourke, or like old Mickey Rourke from back in the day.
Mickey Rourke was amazing back in the day.
You showed me a picture of Mickey Rourke.
I'm absolutely devastated because right up to.
I like Tina Turner in Thunderdome, dude.
She's gorgeous in Thunderdome.
I don't know, those earrings.
I know, right? And the shaved head. What does it say?
You don't restrict yourself to play anything. Oh, you can. Just don't restrict yourself to play anything.
No, it doesn't say play anywhere. Just don't restrict
Oh.
yourself to anything. Okay, so I can just pick songs.
Where did I put play?
I don't know.
Thunderdome was great. Yeah, Thunderdome gets a
Yeah.
bad rap. I
was-
really liked Thunderdome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good God, man.
What?
It was just great.
I know it was great.
Oh,
Now.
ugly but manly, rugged. So, but you realize
Jody,
that like
hilarious,
you
man.
could put a screwdriver into his hairline and pop his whole face off, right? Like it's like a.
Do you know what, Jody? I'm with you right up to The Wrestler.
You didn't like him in The Wrestler?
Yeah, I loved him in The Wrestler.
Oh.
Looking, he was because
Yeah.
he'd had surgery and stuff done then, but he was still like he still looked like Mickey Rourke.
Okay,
Now he's kind
here's
of
the
gone
problem. Mickey Rourke used to look like Mickey Rourke. Now Mickey Rourke looks like Kim Basinger. They have the same face now.
No,
It's
he
like they
looks
go to the same doctor and like they have the exact same face. It's really weird. It bothers me. Oh, dude, I had a good there. Who's that actress I really liked?
I used to like Donnie Wahlberg.
All the edgy girls like Donnie. They're not going to be seen with Jordan or Joey or Danny
Yeah.
or the other one who I can't remember. Oh my God, what's her name? Huh.
Seriously.
And that's a wig.
That's not
That looks like an action figure. Like it looks like
that's scary, right?
yeah.
You can take the same screwdriver and put the face back on. First Road Warrior, bless his heart.
Yeah, because Road Warrior was originally the first one, right? And then when it got big, they made Mad Max, which was the sequel to the Road Warrior, but in America, we thought that was the first one. And then they released the Road Warrior as the second one, even though it was the first one. Am I right on that? Please take it away. Yep. Is that from Madame Tussauds?
Seriously?
Is it a
No,
wax
that's
statue?
him.
That's
I
ridiculous.
follow him on Instagram
Okay.
because he is awesome. Let's not.
Oh, Faye Dunaway, Mickey Rourke, Barfly, Bukowski. It's all coming back together. See what happened there?
See,
I just
talking
brought
of
it
people
back.
who've never changed, though. What's he
George
called?
Hamilton.
Matt Dillon. He never looks
Yeah.
any different, does he?
Hey, there's something to what you're saying there, Kim and Mickey. Yeah, dude, it's the same face. It's terrifying. Okay. Okay, she was in Death Race 2000. She was in Movie House Massacre, which we were just talking about.
Do you want me to Google?
What is her freaking name? She's got a funny name. I loved her.
Do you want me to Google?
Ah,
This is painful for everybody at home.
this is so hard to watch, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're gonna Google, get to typing. Don't just be looking at pictures of Mickey Rourke's butt. Good God.
What am I looking up?
Movie House Massacre, because she's probably the top billed person in that. Why can't I think of her name? Well, Edwidge Fenwick is always going to be top of the list on any list when it comes to hardcore
Mary
crushes.
Warnoff.
Warnoff, yes, I love Mary Warnoff. Oh,
Yeah?
yeah,
Back then or now?
back then, please.
Okay.
Everything's back then. Like everything will be a back then. I loved Grown Linda Blair. That's funny that you said that because Zoe just showed me some like dirty Playboy picture of her like yesterday. And it was weird because she had the body of a woman, but the face of Reagan from The Exorcist. And I
Awkward.
didn't know how I felt about that. What about Michael Rooker? Old, ugly, but appealing, right?
I like Michael Rooker. Yeah, I agree with that.
Zoe
But I've got
loves old and ugly. She loves
You're
it.
beautiful.
Yeah. 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 And she
Yeah,
also
yeah.
loves
I like big, hairy, beardy men.
butts. Oh.
Is that her?
No. Glenn. Why am I saying Glenn Miller? Who were we watching last night?
Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly, Glenn. Everything's back then. Marty Feldman. Oh yeah. Now Marty Feldman.
No, you've gone too far.
Nope. Those are some eyes, dude.
Marty Feldman, no.
Yeah.
Who else do I like? I like Grizzly Adams.
Yeah, but Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly.
You lost it last night over Gene Kelly.
He's stunning. We were watching all his best dance. If you Google Gene Kelly,
because that's what we were going to talk about 2 hours ago.
Oh, Strictly. Nobody's interested in Strictly. It was the final last night.
It was the final.
It was very exciting, wasn't it?
She found out who won. She got it spoiled beforehand. All season.
Like an idiot. I went on Instagram.
You don't go on Instagram the night of a final.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows that. Grizzly Adams, go figure. Yeah, I'm really big into nostalgia.
He was
right
gorgeous.
Now.
Oh, that's what you say. I feel like Grizzly Adams. What?
You better watch it, babe.
Grizzly
I'm putting the rabbit back in the hat. Magic's gone. No, but yeah. So Strictly was pretty hardcore. It was pretty amazing. The right person won.
It was awesome.
So we were happy. And then we watched Gene Kelly dancing.
Because we're rock and roll. That one
from the summer dance or whatever, where the board squeaks and the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's just brilliant stuff. He's just brilliant. That was so good.
He's incredibly so light on his feet. It's like nuts. Isn't it? We were just sitting like...
He reminds me of a younger me.
Yeah? You should have seen him with the cane work. It's pretty impressive, right?
My cane work? Top notch, guys.
Uh-huh.
Top notch.
On point. I think we need to go, babe.
All right.
Come here. You need to say bye to everyone.
I'm not allowed to walk away. Bye, everyone. We will see you next time. I'll post that video really soon, okay?
On 2 hours.
All
We're
right.
boring everyone to death. But thank you.
We're really sorry that we're boring you guys.
Thank you so much for hanging out again, guys.
Thank you for hanging out,
Don't
guys.
be creepy.
I'm not. I'm just whispering to my friends.
Okay. And
bye, everybody.
I'll let you know, Jess, about my book, because I've only got a little bit left.
Hi.
Yeah, he does that behind me, and it freaks me out. Oh,
we'll have videos up. Okay.
I will. I promise. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.